I get a play?
Some guns.
What
Now,
the fuck
this
did I
is
just see?
the early
Did he just
1400s, so we're
animate
talking
through
about
that?
extremely
He did.
primitive firearms. The
His
kind that had the
animation
tendency
canceled
to
out
blow
your
up
absolute fucking body blow of a fucking rocket to your
It went
stomach.
off, though.
finally get his hands
Yeah,
on some
but his
guns.
animation
Now, this is
canceled
the
it.
early 1400s, so we're talking about extremely
God.
primitive firearms.
They
The
gotta
kind that
fix
had the
that.
tendency to blow up right
That
in your
was
hands.
clunky.
My leg!
So don't go expect
wait,
right
what?
in your hands.
My leg! Oh,
So
his
who could blow
equipment
up-
broke. That's
Yo.
what happened.
No, that just happened.
No,
Right
but
in your
that's
hands.
that's what happened. When
Oh, yes.
yes.
It is what happened.
Firearms. The kind is the early 1400s, so we're talking about
I'm
extremely
assuming
Did he break it?
I don't know. A lot
I
happened.
primitive
don't know.
firearms.
Oh,
The kind
I
that
I
had the
feel like
tendency to blow
the
up right in
explosion
your
still went
hands.
off on his body. He should have gotten some damage.
That was all the
So
wind.
don't go expecting to be
He should've gotten
medieval John
splintered.
Wick. But if you
Yeah.
point them in the right direction
He
from
should've
close
gotten
enough
something.
range, there's really no amount of armor that will save your foes from the blast. Then you
Oh,
probably
what, are they
want
gonna
to
show a
grab a
real one
sword
now?
because the remaining foes will not stand and
I
wait
don't
for
like
the
the
subjective
concept of the
eternity it
boomstick.
takes for you to reload.
It is kind of crazy. Imagine walking around like
Why would you hold on to that?
Oh my god, dropped him. Yo,
In
Yeah.
just about
Again,
every sense.
reverse that? I was too busy looking at the boomstick. Alright.
From close enough range, there's really no amount of armor that
At
will
least they're
save your
realistic
foes
with the
from
reload,
blast.
'cause this
Then
fucking
you probably
thing-
want to grab a
You got one-
powder. They show powder going in.
sword because the remaining
Yep.
foes will not stand and wait for the subjective eternity it takes for you to reload.
You show it lighting. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Alright.
In just about every sense, Kingdom
Still
Come
though, who the
Deliverance
fuck
2
would
is
hold
shaping
that?
up as
I would
simply
never hold
a
that.
smoother,
Yeah, the
prettier,
difference
more
between
refined
that and a
continuation
fucking
of the
sword.
things
Some
I
sword.
liked
Sword.
about the original. The core mechanics
I'd rather
are
have a
mostly
sword.
the same,
Sorry,
but
boom your
sharper and with deeper
Yeah, until
progression.
your hand
The
blows
world
off.
looks
Yeah.
familiar, but
Big.
broader and more grandiose.
Yeah.
I had 2 whole
Blows
days to play
backwards
it,
and you
it felt
die.
like far too little.
Just
When I
absolutely
was
get
first turned
obliterated.
loose from the stocks to
Fucking
pick my own
splinters
path to
in your
glory,
fucking
I
throat.
felt that tingly feeling you
Throat
get
them
the
splinters.
first time you play Skyrim or The Witcher
nice.
3, of a massive world full of diverse adventures that aren't just
Doesn't
clearing
look that
icons
massive.
off a map. I look forward to spending dozens of hours exploring, gearing up the authentic
Listen,
medieval weapons
I
and
played
armor, and
Odyssey.
progressing through the improved perk system. Maybe
Odyssey-
Hans will stop
yo.
being a huge bag of dicks,
Yo,
too. Progressing
hey,
through the improved
yo.
perk system. Maybe Hans will stop being a huge bag of dicks too.
We've got no message, no coin.
Hans will medieval weapons and armor, and progressing
That
dude
dozens of
must have
hours
already-
exploring,
That dude
gearing
must
up
have
the
just got
authentic
slapped.
medieval weapons and armor, and progressing
He did the
dozens of
split.
hours
You see him?
exploring,
Yo,
gearing up the
yo, I'm
authentic
so dead.
medieval weapons and armor, and progressing through the improved perk system. Maybe Hans will stop being a
Good
huge
night.
bag of dicks too.
Yo, can you
got no
imagine that?
message,
You're mining, all of a sudden
coin,
someone drops a
nothing
fucking
but our
bolt.
ragged
Those ain't
ass.
little rocks, bro.
You know,
That's probably like
anything
an
is
80 pound
theoretically
boulder right
possible.
there.
I'm just glad
Right
I
to the
won't
dome.
have to wait much
Yeah.
longer. For even more from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, make sure to stick with IGN all December long, as
Oh
our
my God.
exclusive coverage continues.
Yes,
But for now,
Egan-
make
Egan.
sure to check out
Hold
the
on, I
opening
just want- I
40
wanna
plus
see
minutes
that
of
one more
gameplay.
What, him jumping the fence?
No,
or your musket blowing up on you?
they're both
KCD1
one and the same,
is
though.
certainly no Paris
That
and
was the
Prague,
jump part,
but
you just missed
navigating
it.
its crowded
Nope.
streets
You
and
just missed it.
markets, taking shortcuts through
Oh,
back
there it
gardens,
is.
and admiring
No,
its
you just
grand
went past
gothic
it.
architecture
No.
is a complete change of pace from wandering around muddy woodland trails.
Oh my
It's
God.
big enough to
This
get
one.
lost in, built on a realistic scale that
Oh, the
makes towns
sign.
in a lot of other RPGs feel like tiny.
Like, come on.
What is the name of that place?
I don't know.
Ass trumpets? The dancing ass? The musical ass.
I'm gonna assume that's right.
The
here.
Realistic
the
scale.
musical ass.
Look at these people farming.
What the fuck? Yo. Yo. Okay.
I'm not quite
No,
sure what they're farming. but they're-
I'm not quite sure if that's her titty or is that her arm. He's zooming in. Look at Scott. Oh, it's her arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
She looks swole.
I don't know what she's farming.
She's ripped.
He's farming. I think
Look at-
he's
look at
farming.
this. Look at this. Is this a?
No.
Is that a cow horse?
Sure what that is. Cow, donkey. I think that cow is making some more cows up top.
These ones are
Very
in the middle of
sex-
the road. I love this map.
The game is very sexual.
Yeah, it is. It's the medieval
got-
times, man.
It's got the musical ass on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm calling that place from now on. The
That
musical
makes towns in a lot of other RPGs.
You can't
The
convince me
whispering
otherwise.
horn.
I just love how there's no body. It's just an ass with a face and
Here
a
we go.
trumpet.
One more.
Oh, I definitely. I'm sore all over. Oh, my mouth most of all.
Glad
to be of help then.
All right. Okay. Whoa.
I thought it was getting a little weird at first. And my mouth most of all.
Why? Why?
Well, it looks like he got beat up. I might have got beat up with something else. I don't really know.
All over.
What?
My mouth most of all. Glad to be of help then.
His mouth looks fine.
Take
Wait.
care.
The open medieval world
Hang on.
of Kingdom
Hang on.
Come
Rewind.
Deliverance.
Why do they?
You missed. We missed. Hang on. Rewind. All right. Now play.
Oh, I
Now listen to the whole thing.
I'm sore all over. Oh, my mouth most of all.
Ah.
Glad to be of help.
Wait.
then. Take care.
The
Glad
open
to be of
medieval
help,
world
then.
of Kingdom
Yes.
Come Deliverance 2
Yes.
was built with even
You helped him
greater
with his sore mouth.
authenticity in mind than its historically grounded predecessor was capable
You helped give him a
of.
sore
Whether you
mouth.
played the
Oh, yeah.
first one or not,
definitely
there
got
are
that.
plenty of potentially
Yes.
overlooked details you'll want to pay attention to.
You fight like an old hag.
Yo.
Sometimes because it
talk
might help
shit,
you
people?
succeed on
Yes,
your
sir.
journey, and other times
Doesn't.
because it's just a neat touch of realism. In this month's IGN First,
That
we'll be
looks
taking
real.
a look at
That
8
looks
little
crazy
things
That
you
food looked
won't
good.
want to miss
Alright,
in Kingdom
that
Come
food, that
Deliverance
made me
2.
hungry.
Yo, that looks so good.
Wait, that's
Your horse?
my pebbles.
Henry,
Pebbles!
the hero of the
Pebbles!
Kingdom Come Deliverance saga, will get the chance to reunite with a number of old friends from the first game, if you know where to find them. And one of them is a four-legged friend who's been given a bit of a special buff for the sequel.
The first horse you gained in Kingdom Come 1 was called Pebbles, and many players really loved him, even though he wasn't really good. We in offices really love him as well. So you can get Pebbles even in KCD2. And another secret, really hidden perk for this horse, when you ride on him for quite some time, he'll improve significantly. So now you can love him and he can also be good.
My girl, I thought they killed you down
I
by
don't think
that
I ever
pond.
switched to another horse. I thought you only got Pebble.
Swear to God, me too. Bro, that
While in a
first
game like
I missed so
Skyrim, you
much.
may be able to pack your coat
I think
pockets
so,
with
yeah,
fresh
probably.
fruit and
I
set
don't
off
really
into
care
the
anymore.
wilderness for days without worry. KCD2 is a bit more unforgiving in how it simulates perishable foods, but it also provides you with historically accurate ways to solve this problem.
All the food in our game spoil after some time, but you can prolong this like significantly by either drying it or smoking it. There's little dry houses and smoke stacks
smoke
that you
it.
can use. Not every, but most of the villages.
Smoke it
to
all.
really prolong the shelf time.
feel like I'm
of
gonna
any
smoke some
food.
right now.
And it also usually lowers the weight of those items. So if you have limited inventory, this is a good thing to do. It's very
you salt
fast
them?
and very useful. The same work for herbs. Herbs
I stick
now
them
get
in
spoiled, so just
fucking-
by,
Once
you know,
his mouth is
drying them,
unsore, can
you
you
Arrows?
taste
avoid
the
this.
salted
You'll
meat?
brew the best potions with fresh herbs.
You only
But
taste
there
salted
are
meat.
herbs which will
Sorry,
allow
T.
you to do these best qualities or best tiers of potions even with dry herbs.
The best and fastest remedy for that is chamomile decoction. Luckily,
Wait.
it ain't too hard to brew, but we'll need some fresh sage for it. And of course,
I understand what
chamomile.
what it said, but that's not what it sounded like.
People in medieval Bohemia loved their drink. After all, we didn't know much about water safety at the time, so alcohol tended to be safer. And there weren't any open world RPGs around at that time either, so options for entertainment were more limited. In KCD2, booze can be both a blessing and a curse.
What I tell you.
So drinking usually can help you a lot. Basically, any alcohol will give you some positives when you're like only slightly drunk. And there's a lot of perks that will even improve this. But be very careful, because if you overdo this, if you get really drunk, it will give you a lot of
Yeah,
negative
Tommy.
stats. And there's also always the danger of being addicted to alcohol, so be careful with that. There's like stages of addiction that will get progressively worse. And also, if you get so drunk that you will like fall unconscious,
can you use cocaine now?
Kingdom Come and every NPC is simulated.
That's kind of what
so
I feel like this is gonna be.
If some NPC will
like
encounter
me
you
being,
unconscious, and if you especially have a reputation with him,
No, I was checking about
your clothes or weapons.
He crunched them.
Reputation. NPC conscious, because we are Kingdom Come and every NPC is simulated. So if some NPC will encounter you unconscious, and if you especially have low reputation with him, they can steal your clothes or weapons. And because Kingdom Come, now NPCs, even when they pick something up and it's kind of similar to what they're already wearing, they can wear it themselves. So situation can happen when you just fall unconscious because you're drunk. And when you wake up, you see somebody wearing your shoes or your hat.
Bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, that's next level, bro. For real. That
Just
is
out
next.
drunk, someone took your clothes. You wake up, you're naked. What the fuck? Ooh. I don't think he was massaging his neck.
One of Henry's biggest character moments in the first KCD was learning how to read, which was so rare it was practically a superpower in the Middle Ages, and he can continue his erudite journey into KCD2.
There's also a new skill, scholarship. You gain experience in that by some dialogue choices, but mostly by reading books. And there are perks in this skill that will help you gain experience in all the other skills. Read books, always.
So I'm going to be reading books on stream.
Whether you're an academic, a drunk, or both, your role-playing possibilities will expand to fit your personality.
My God, where are your clothes? Mind your own bloody business. How rude.
Actually, there are perks in drinking skill and in scholarship that will unlock completely new dialogue options with guards, and you can use these new dialogue options to get away from crime. And they are really funny, especially the one from drinking. Really, unlock them, try those, it's really funny.
And what do you want from me? Why are you bothering me?
Well, I mistook you for one of my friends. He's also a guard. And we're always getting into a bit of mischief, you know?
No, I don't know.
Drunk
Throws a ball over him.
Why you didn't kill the chicken is hilarious.
You want to fight, do you?
Enough. I give up.
I don't know what your problem is, but you're not going to fight with me, you bastard.
Oops. Sorry, God. It's just I had a drink or two today.
And you thought you could just fight with me? Well, you made a serious fucking mistake.
Yeah.
And we'd start fighting again.
While Henry's abilities and even attire can affect his chance of success in different social situations, like being well-dressed giving you more play with the nobles, and being covered in blood letting you scare off bandits easier, these buffs and debuffs don't only apply to you.
Always remember that all the skill checks with NPCs are based on your and their statistics and skills. And in our game, you can actually influence even their skills. For example, if you really want to use your charisma in a skill check, it's kind of calculating against how good they are looking. So night before, you can steal their fancy clothes. Or if you want to intimidate them, it might be easier if you poison them a little bit the day before, and they would be easier to intimidate.
Yo, that's crazy. So
This game.
there's so many systems and they're checking. Yo, that's crazy.
In the
Before, I
first game,
cannot
it
wait for my
can be
new
a
chair.
bit of a
This
pain to
chair
optimize
is
your fit
blowing
for
out.
every possible situation.
My legs are so
After all,
fucked right now,
it
I
takes
can't stand
quite a while, even on an
Nice,
inventory screen,
nice.
to squeeze out of heavy plate
Cannot
armor
wait,
and
bro.
into
This thing's
something
got
a
a
bit
little USB.
snazzier or
It's got a
sneakier.
pad. You
But
plug in the
KCD2
USB
has
and it
made this a
massages your
breeze.
back.
There's also now 3
I
clothing
can't
outfits,
wait.
basically presets,
Can't
which you
wait.
can quickly swap in your inventory. So it's now much easier to have your heavily armored Henry, your sneakily Henry, and your very charismatic Henry. It affects even prices
That's
in
cool.
shops. So it's always a good idea to, when you're selling or your loot from killing and exploring, it's usually a good idea to change your clothes. You can do it quickly now, wash yourself in baths, and then you will gain quite a
I like
lot
that. It was always
of
annoying trying to
other
change
ones.
everything. It's
This
annoying
far
doing
along
all the
in
games.
Henry's journey, though, he's not
That's just this.
necessarily just dressing for the job he wants, rather than the job he has. No, he's a bit more of a force to be reckoned with, and it's possible to flaunt this with certain enemies who really don't have any business crossing swords with him.
We also introduced battle cries. It's very good for roleplay because it's really fun to just roar away.
For glory!
But also in our game, all your opponents always like carefully gauge how well the combat is going. For example, when you are like in a very strong armor, completely bloodied with a high stats, and he's really low level enemy, he could just flee immediately. You know, it could be like attempted ambush, they will see you and they will say, oh, fuck, and go away. But usually it's like more nuanced. They will not flee immediately. And battle cries actually really help with this. If they're like on the close to like giving up, you can just shout at them and they'll just flee. And there's also perks that will heavily improve that. And there's perks that will unlock very, very funny battle cries. So definitely do that.
Christ!
Nice game.
I'm hit!
Game's looking good, man.
Hungry!
F you.
There are tons more little things to discover in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for the sharp-eyed explorers out there, so don't hesitate to take it slow and try out new things. But if you're in the mood for even more from KCD2, make sure to check out our exclusive hands-on preview, the first 43 minutes of gameplay, and more all December long as our exclusive IGN first coverage of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 continues.
Yeah. Oh!
That's insane.
It is insane.